And we are live.
Today is June the 10th, 2020. This is a special meeting of the Prospect City Council, which I called in response to some requests from certain members of the council to have a meeting for the sole purpose of the council discussing and deciding how we will hold, or how it will hold future meetings. Having said that, we have a quorum of the council present. In fact, I think we have everybody present. 5 of them in person and Greg Hulsman via teleconferencing. Laura, our city clerk, is here by teleconferencing, as am I. Absent at the moment is Chris Gorman, our city attorney. He had told me he would be here at 3 o'clock, but it's past 3 o'clock and he's not here yet. Hopefully he'll join the meeting soon. Having said that, just open the floor to any council person who wants to discuss the matter.
Do we need to read the practices and procedures?
Why don't we, instead of reading it, why don't we just, what we've done is put on the agenda a list of the items that in general are required that are before you can open a business in the state of Kentucky under the current COVID-19 rules. And they may or may not apply to the city council. But if we end up talking about them, we could decide that. And part of what we're trying to do is 4 council members actually indicated that they wanted to have this meeting. We're getting ready for a regular meeting next Monday. And in some ways, this is so that we can set those procedures for that meeting. The first item that we were going to talk about was the requirement for temperature checks. And Randy, since you've got the thermometer, you might want to address that.
It's my understanding that the police department has a contactless thermometer. I also have one, a personal one that I'm willing to lend, so we have access to be able to do temperature checks for anyone who wants to come to City Hall to attend the meeting or participate. Another 2 suggestions that I would suggest we employ at least during the COVID-19 governor's executive order, that in addition to doing temperature checks when people come in, as we have them sign in with their name and they'll follow up either cell phone number or email address. So if contact folks needed to get in touch with them, they could do so. And to include on there where it says your name, your address, do you wish to speak at the meeting or not, and you check it. Also have on that sort of a spreadsheet chart that says, have you been exposed to anyone with COVID-19? Have you exhibited any symptoms? The typical questions that are asked in this briefing call. And then we would have a record of that if something were to come up later. And I think that just helps protect everybody who's coming in, both us and the public. And then if there was a need, someone did develop the virus, we could quickly go back and contact tracers and follow up with those people and see if they've been affected.
So we started, and then we're talking about it's our thought that the temperature checks that we done by the reading, it's not on camera right now. And then you're also recommending signage.
Yeah, it's not about trying to include the health screening question. And that also would give us contact information for that individual. So they would have to agree to everything that's taken on a sheet along with contact information.
unless there's one person taking the name.
The point raised by the chief is a very good one, is if the person signs themselves in, then we need to have a different sanitized ink pen for each person. Or the other option would be if we just have one person who signs everyone in, asks the questions, fill out the form, and that would eliminate that.
Or if you don't have a surplus pencils, I could drop them and bring in this card or whatever. Somebody doesn't get their information. People on there, have a half sheet of paper. Fill out.
So the chief has made another excellent suggestion, that's why it's so great to have all the great minds here together. So that different people are not touching the same sheet of paper. Each person signs on a smaller, maybe half a fourth of the sheet of paper themselves. He has many surplus. He can sharpen, they can stick a pencil, use it and put it in like the discard box, be disposed of or recycled or sanitized later. Fill out their form, and the next person would person. Nobody would have to touch a form another person touched. Nobody would have to use a writing instrument that another person uses. So sanitary conditions in gathering the information, and then have one person there that takes the temperature.
Asking you to use the sanitizer. In the protocol, temperature, check the no mask.
So we would require that.
Yes, I would require a mask for
Well,
attendance.
yeah.
Would this be a good time for me to chime in with what I've learned?
Yes.
Uh, First of all, yesterday, I spoke with Morgan Patterson, who is one of the lawyers at the Kentucky League of Cities, just to see where things currently sit with respect to the governor's executive order and the legislation that addresses the kinds of things we're talking about today. Currently, the executive order limits the number of people who can be in the council room to 10. So subtract from that the number of council people physically present, perhaps add space for a journalist if one shows up. That tells you the number of residents who could be in the meeting at any one time. Now, in addition, Ms. Patterson told me that they believe that on June 29th, the number may be increased larger than 10, but she said she's not the politician, she can't say. The other thing that she called to my attention was Senate Bill 150, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with that, but just reading a little bit of it, it says a public agency acting under this paragraph, and it has the word shall. It said conduct the meeting by live video teleconference if the public agency has the technological capability and availability to provide for it. Now, it seems to me that we're doing that, at least to an extent. Laura has checked on what other cities are doing The large majority of them currently are conducting their meetings, their council meetings by video teleconferencing. There are a few who are recently going to live meetings, in-person meetings, and there are a few who, like this meeting, are doing it hybrid, partly some in person, some not. So that's the information that I've been able to dig up.
Folks, this is Greg. I have a concern then because, and I'm glad John brought that up. So let's say that all 6 of us were there. That's 6. And let's say that the chief was there. That's 7. I guess Laura and Ron being in a different room, we wouldn't have to include them. So we're still at 7.
Yeah.
And then we would have the media person. That would be 8. Am I correct so far? My brief answer with that.
That is correct. The police chief just said he'd be out just outside the door, so you'd not be included in this room.
So that would leave the availability for the citizens to come in.
Right, but it also will allow the police chief who's outside the door to let people in, and so that we never go past the 10. Because we're very conscious of that number. And if it increases at the end of this month, they're talking about going to 25, we would still not get to 25. One of the things we've done today is to mark off the space within this room to allow the 6-foot differential. And we could not fit 25 in here, we could fit more than 10. But we would still be limited in the number that can come in here. So we appreciate the police chief being the one who's going to monitor that.
Okay.
We also, Greg, now have the camera that we're using for this meeting. And Ron tells me that the additional monitor in the library is supposed to be here next Wednesday. Now that doesn't help us for Monday night's meeting, but that certainly will help us for other meetings going forward. And so using the social spacing of 6 feet between people with the library upstairs, that significantly increases the number of people that we can accommodate from the public, because the chamber council is one venue, the library is another venue. The police department would be another venue, so we would have public up there. So that will also extend our ability to accommodate more people from the public who want to come to the meeting physically, but we may not be able to fit them all within the social distancing strictures of the council. Sandra and I marked spots on the floor in case the people come in and move the chairs. But right now we have 8 chairs for the public, reporters, mental health. It's a little tight up at the council table, but we're making it work today. But we can get considerably more people upstairs when we get the monitor up there.
Actually, there is now, when we first started it out, the camera was in the far thing, but we could get an additional row between the council table and the chairs now. So we don't usually have large numbers at our meetings. So
I doubt it. The committee reports can just be sent to us, and one of us can read them, correct? Sure. So they don't even have to show up to give us a simple statement. That person just.
They can send them to John, let John read them.
Perfect.
Let me ask this, because that's a good point. In the committee reports, then whether John reads them, somebody else does, can they send them in advance and we can just ask that they be made part of the public record and the minutes and not have to go through and actually read the report or that?
actually, there are no laws that require.
Is Ron still there?
He's in his office.
I am.
Chris Gorman just sent me an email, Ron, saying that he's been holding on WebEx. I don't know for how long. Maybe he's got a problem getting in.
He is not showing up.
Hey, folks, this is Greg. I'm sorry. This is Greg. And I know this is our first time doing we'll call a hybrid meeting where some of us are on WebEx and some of us are there in person. I just want to share what it's like from my end. I can hear everyone that's on WebEx extremely well. But all of the comments that are coming from the city hall, i.e. the people that are there in person, there's a lot of echo. And so I'm concerned about how well this will be how well people will be able to hear and understand what we are saying. So I just wanted to mention that there's a lot of echo when I'm listening to anyone that is there at City Council. So if we could reduce the echo, that would be terrific.
We have some technical issues we're going to have to work out. Obviously, what we've got is not going to. So.
You might recall, Greg, we sort of did our one, I think about a week or two ago when I said, and I finally had to call in on the phone without any video. I had to use the audio only to get through. So even if you are at home and use WebEx exclusively, there are still some technical issues to be resolved.
I think that I see that I really need to try to make it there in person. It's really hard to make out all of the words and understand you all perfectly clearly, those of you who are there in person. So that's my struggle today.
Yes, because our meeting on Monday has a very real agenda, and we started for our budget sessions. And that's why we're hoping to rectify some of this.
Mayor's like, because if that's causing the fact that you're talking too fast. Is this better?
Yes.
Shall we try it? Because we could, we're far enough apart, we could do it without masks.
John, are you having the same situation?
Yeah, exactly what you said.
Okay.
The problem we're running into is we're trying to mix live sound from the web with live sound from a different audio system. It's not working out.
Ron, if we turned the microphones off and just spoke louder, would that help?
I'm not sure where the latency problem is coming from, Greg.
Okay.
And the microphones going through the computer, being relayed on the TVs, where you hear you guys and that, that's where you get the reverb from.
What do you recommend we do to fix that?
Meet in person.
Well, let's get, we jumped on the first item, which is temperature checks. We've included masking and the use of the hand sanitizer at the bottom of this. And now we're talking about limitation of people. So we'll put out an order in what we're dealing with.
Actually, we've done just about everything, the citizen participation and limitation. And they include lighting the night, which the chief has volunteered to do between people using it. We have not talked about sanitizing surfaces. Those of us who came in early did that, and we can certainly do that again. And if we maintain the microphone and the handle to the door, I guess we'd have to do that too. But that's about that would take over. We could open it as long as the police chief stand there and limits the number of people. The hand sanitizer, we've got it on the counter, it's available. And we've certainly talked about social distancing.
One issue speak. How that protocol would be used.
The podium, it would, when we were talking about it, we were getting ready earlier, the podium will be activated in the location it's currently in, and we've measured the 6 feet around it. It's also right next to the door, so that we have to limit the number of people, if the policeman at the door has to limit the number of people, that can easily be accomplished. The person comes in, uses the microphone. If there are chairs available and they meet the requirement of that time, the person can sit. If not, the person would have to leave.
Greg, I can hear Sandra just fine.
I can too.
Well, thank you very much.
No, I mean, what are you doing that the others are not?
I'm sitting very close to the microphone and I do not have my mask on.
Well, that's very helpful because that makes it very clear.
Other than that, actually is the agenda.
Masking, I don't think we totally finished. Yes, we're asking people, everyone, to wear a mask. If they do not have a mask, will we have masks here to provide to them?
That's a good question, Laura. Do we have extra masks?
We've got a few, but not that many.
5 or 6?
I would say 10 total.
Can you get some more disposable masks?
Yeah, it seems to me that we could find a few more masks between now and whenever.
And Monday?
So then, are we agreed that you must wear a mask and if you do not have one, we'll provide one for you?
I think we ought to ask them, we ought to ask people to bring a mask. Say that.
I agree with John that we ask people to bring or wear their own masks for the meeting if they do not or cannot get one.
But if we don't put that in class, I think that's smart. But just put that they need to bring a mask.
Hey, Ron, have you heard from Chris?
No, I haven't.
He's
Not showing up, he's not showing up, he's trying to get in.
Yeah, I think we've completed the agenda.
He had another issue. Harold had raised a concern about the recordings of our meetings being out there in perpetuity. And Chris has told me that we have to keep them for 30 days, but at the end of the 30 days, we have the ability to get rid of them legally. Chris has advised that if we are to get rid of the recordings of our meetings, so they're not out there in perpetuity, that what he would like is for the council to instruct him and me to do that. So I just throw that out there for your consideration.
I'm good with that.
You want to make a motion?
Yeah, absolutely. I make a motion that after 30 days, we remove the video, recording and video, audio and video.
I second it.
We're ready for a vote, Mayor.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries.
We need a motion.
I have the citizen participation issue and when to speak. Citizen participation, when they speak, I'm assuming that people will come in, sign in, and say yes, they want to, or no, they don't. When we get the monitor in the library upstairs, there might be people up there who wish to speak. We don't have a microphone up there, so we need to either be able to call on them so they can then come downstairs to the podium to speak. Or we need to have a microphone upstairs for them to speak and address the group. Another question is, okay, that covers the folks who are attending the meeting physically here. Do we have to, or do we want to at this point in time, try to have people sign up? How would you do that on the Cisco WebEx to say, sign up in advance for the meeting so we can call on you to speak to the council? And do we want to have everyone who wants to speak at the very beginning of the meeting so then they can leave and they are not exposed to us any longer than necessary, and we are not exposed to them, because proximity and time together is another driver of catching the virus.
Actually, as one of the reasons for having the meeting here is that we have the ability to talk about primary location. If we open it to the entire web, people from China would have to be given that. How we would not have the capacity for limiting people to the same people who would come into this building. And that's one reason why we could suspend for this period of time, we could suspend naming a primary physical location. But if we suspend that over time, we end up with an inability to contain to the people who have an interest in what we're doing, or the citizens of Prospect. The thing on WebEx goes out on Facebook to the entire world.
The original intent of the law is that primarily you have a primary location, then you have several secondary or whatever.
But you don't need the secondary. There's no legal requirement.
No, there's no.
Right.
That here and there, it's not, they're
And not-
there.
Well, and not China and Europe. Right.
Well, I think that when the notice of the meeting, we asked for.
Yes.
Chris? I don't think we've ever got.
I agree with you, Frank. I think that someone else to talk to us, they need to be here within the building at least.
Correct. Correct.
And not. The mechanism for that would be when we send out the notice that asking that, they would give them the criteria, the masking, et cetera. What the protocol is for.
Right, and if they want to speak,
If they want to speak, get in touch with City Hall prior to the meeting.
I don't think we have that option
yes,
at this time.
yes.
Well, I think we need to run that by this woman, and have him maybe also check with the cities. They're probably not the first or only ones to have asked this question. But my understanding is that if we use video conferencing, that we must have an option for, and I don't know, this is another question for Chris, limited to people who are citizens of Prospect.
No, and that's why having part of this physically here is important. The early things the whole issue, the whole opinion that came out relates to the fact that you are required by Kentucky state law to name a primary physical location. And the naming of that location in the early days when the location was rampant was not a possibility. We've all just shown that it is a possibility now for the city of Prospect. And so we are in a situation where we can name this as the location where people want to share their thoughts with us. They can come under the conditions that we just talked about and share them.
We have a right to limit the number of people speaking on the same topic.
That's not intended to be an issue,
But
but not making this available to the world is also, because if we could have people from New York talking, and when you go out to WebEx, that's exactly what you do.
all of the chatter next door. Round Farm. Talking about
At least they be local.
talking about the protests and what they want to do. 5,000. Yeah.
Right. But I still think we need to run that back there to make sure that, I would just like, since we're doing a hybrid of this kind of physically present meeting and the WebEx option, that, to make sure that,
But the WebEx is not, does not have to be available to participation. And that's what we need to do.
yeah, I just want to make sure that we are being legally compliant in the approach that we are taking at this point in time.
I think we finished, Mr. Mayor, unless you've got something else.
Well, don't we wrap this up? Thoughts?
Would you like to make a motion?
We would talk all over the place.
Can we say that we have reached consensus on the matters that we discussed? Okay. So you want to move,
Move to agree that
yeah, we move to agree that we will implement the practices and procedures that we have discussed today and agreed to by consensus as we go forward under the special executive orders that pertain to the COVID-19 virus. Understanding that when those go away, that we will return to our normal method.
Ready for vote, Mr. Mayor?
Well, I couldn't make out what the motion was. Laura, can you tell me?
No, all I got was Randy moving to implement the practices and procedures discussed today. I haven't heard a second.
Right.
Second.
Whatever they are, I don't know what that motion means, but if you want to vote on it, it's up for a vote.
I can write up something for Laura and give her the specifics.
I'm going to get the audio recording of this meeting once we're done.
What's that, Laura?
The audio recording, I'm going to get Ron to burn that to a CD for me, because it's the only way I'm going to be able to do the minutes.
Thank you.
Does everybody on the council understand the motion?
Yes.
Okay, then it's up for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Motion to adjourn.
Aye.
You're adjourned.
Thank you.